Hey out there, this is Thursday, October 1st, 2020. And it's just about 5 minutes before 8 in the morning here in Northern California. And as usual, I'll get into several different subjects. I want to preface today's series by saying that, I wouldn't bother. There is a degree of stress involved in putting out this series of videos I've been putting out over the years. But, it's very cathartic too for me. And the most important thing is that I convey that I believe, at least, the stuff I have to offer humanity is important. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I'd shut the hell up. If I saw progress in society, in civilization, amongst members of our fellow species members, I wouldn't bother. But I haven't seen that since I was a little boy in 1963 at the assassination of JFK. America's been going down the tubes. And by extension, the rest of civilization on planet Earth. That's just the way it is. Because America is the most influential nation on Earth, and we've got a big responsibility to the other nations. They're looking to us. We're always chanting about how we stand for freedom and liberty and justice and all good things, godly, good, constitutional things, and that we're these 50 states, balkanized yet united, the United States of America. So the rest of the world looks at America in awe, and they all want to come here. They all covet the American way. And we've dropped the ball hard and heavy. I'm sorry, but my friends, I'm beside myself a lot of the time. I'm distressed. I'm frustrated because we're in a lot of trouble and only God can help us. I mean, straight up, just to cut to the chase, only God can turn this around. But He's using us as vessels, as instruments, implements, tools, a means, a conduit. We're the foot soldiers. When you're a believer, a righteous human being, you've given yourself to God. You say, I get it. I didn't make myself. My parents did very little to make me. This is a big cosmic mystery that we're involved in here. I mean, I watch this show. I like this guy. I forgot his name last time. He does this Cosmos series. It's come out recently, at least on the channels I get. I get digital antenna TV. I don't pay for cable subscription, anything like that. So I don't know. Other people get stuff at a different time, I know, but that's when I get it, is just what comes in digitally over the air. His name is, now I forgot it again, but Tyson. His last name is Tyson. And the black guy, everybody knows him, household name. But anyhow, the point is that for him to not get into the Creator and glorifying the Creator for all this has happened. I mean, he comes off so scientific that they estimate these billions of years and all these light years as if it's a matter of fact and as absolute certainty, and these are exact numbers in no way, shape, or form. I mean, but he doesn't allude to that, so everybody just listens to him like he's the master authority on this stuff. But unless you really honor God and say, look, there's a big, fat cosmic force out there, and that's the first step to getting it together. I mean, what's it all about at the end of the day? It's about finding true happiness and knowing that your owner, that AKA the Almighty Creator God, okay, is the grantor of true happiness. Then by all means, logically speaking, we can all surmise that we ought to seek to please God above all else. And again, that goes back, I mean, if you could sum up the teachings of Christ, you say, yeah, do that above all else. With your whole heart, mind, spirit, soul, and body, with all your strength, have no other gods before Him, honor Him. And I mean, and listen, I mean, what does He want you to do to please Him? It's not hard. Like Christ said, His yoke is easy, His load is light. It's a path of least resistance. He doesn't expect a lot from us. So there's no rhyme or reason. There's no logic behind anybody denying the truth. The truth is that there's a lot of mystery here. It's a big, fat, cosmic mystery. Design. I mean, it doesn't make any sense that stuff would make itself. It's got no brain. I mean, think about it. Everything humanity has made, every stitch of technology, from a hammer and nails to toys on Mars, okay, it's all technology, and it came because we have a brain, a very special, unique brain. We're very special creatures, and people need to know that. They need to know just how special they are. We should have self-esteem through the roof, but it's a godly, humility-filled self-esteem. That understanding that, yes, it's good and proper to be righteous, strive to be righteous, live a righteous life, be decent, upright, care about conscience, integrity, honor, reputation, all those things. But like it's written in Scripture, that the righteousness of men is as filthy rags to the Lord. So don't get high-minded about your righteousness. And always remember, with the measure we judge others, we too shall be judged. And Christ said, listen, I didn't come for the righteous. You guys are, everything that my Father has is yours already. That's it. I mean, but it's about the unrighteous. It's about reaching them and winning friends for God. It's like we're on a mission here. The righteous are in this hell, so to speak, just to save the unrighteous, to convince them to jump ship, the ship of fools, to come out of Hades, basically, to say, hey, you know what? I want to be on the right side of history here, okay? Because I know not from where I came, and I know not to where I'm going, okay? All I know is the right here and now, and that's good enough, okay? And you need to figure out your values. Are they in line with your owner's values? These things aren't a mystery. They're not hidden. They're not a secret. God wants us to know his character, his nature, his personality, his values, because we're to emulate God, because there are stressors. There's extreme stressors, just being human. We've got a huge schism taking place in all of us. I feel it all the time. I mean, I metaphorically want to slash my wrists all the time. I want to run. I want to escape. I want to evade. I want to sin. I want to be a bad boy. I want to rebel. I want to revolt. I'm kind of secretly, I won't consciously say it even to myself, but I see what's going on here with the mind. You observe the mind, and you see what's bugging me, what's troubling me. Injustice, freedom, lack of freedom, not just even for so much for myself, but for other fellow human beings. I can't be content. I can't be okay. I don't want to be. I have compunction, and that drives me to feel unworthy of joy and happiness and peace and contentment and prosperity, freedom, security, all those good things we all want. I feel bad. I feel compunction, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so glad. But I'm trying to convey that to other people to help them understand our inextricable interconnectivity as human beings. The very, very much common experience. We're very much alike. We all want certain things. Let's admit it. Who doesn't, in their right mind, that is, want basic creature comfort, for example? Your essential human needs should not be difficult to be met, okay? But they are. They've got progressively more difficult. My whole life, as they water down our money, okay, and they don't take care of the people at the bottom rung of the ladder, the federal minimum wage workers. So the federal labor department's been in on this scam. They're nothing more than lapdogs for the Congress and the Senate and the money printing class. And remember, I lump these people together. I group them together. It's a collusive hydra. I mean, it's a monster. It's a juggernaut of pure evil we're up against here. Pure evil. Okay, this is theft. It's not a democracy. It's not a republic. It's a theftocracy. And this is how they're doing it. Right under our noses. This whole business of watering down the money over half a century now could never have taken place if the Federal Labor Department stepped in and did their job to protect the interests of the federal minimum wage workers out there. We wouldn't be divided. We wouldn't be balkanized. Okay, minimum wage could be 50 cents an hour now if we made even an iota of progress over the last half century, yet be worth more than the minimum wage number 50 years ago. What, $1 an hour or something? You understand my point? That's true capitalism. That's supply and demand. So if the game had been played fair, would have prosperity. Instead of having a national debt of 25 trillion and growing, it'd be 25 trillion, okay, in the coffers, surplus. Do you understand? You think that's what the evildoers? These are the slaver class, okay? They've normalized slavery right under our noses. That's what they've done by doing this. But if every year they came out justifiably and told the public and the mainstream media, hey, perk up, let's hear what the Labor Department got to say. Why are they raising minimum wage? Inquiring minds want to know, particularly the masters of the land, the employers, the bosses out there. They want to know why their labor dollars are being debased. They don't get as much labor for the same amount of their dollars. They want some questions answered. You see, that's where the rubber would have met the road. You see how it would have prevented it? It would have acted as a check and balance. And then there would have been accountability at that point in time. We would have found out, is there a genuine disruption in the supply chain? The only time your money is supposed to temporarily go down in worth. That's according to true capitalism. That's supply and demand. Supply and demand is paramount to understand in this business. That's why I point to the VCR as a good analogy. In the early 80s, nobody could afford to buy them. $1,000 of 80s money. It was a down payment on a fixer-upper home. So people rented them. Even rich people rented them. They were so expensive. Then by the mid-90s, they were $50 on sale. That's what happens with true capitalism. That's free market, supply and demand, competition, all that sort of thing. That's what happens. So your VCR dollars went through the roof. Well, that should have happened with your housing dollars because the state-of-the-art implements, tools, equipment, heavy equipment, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's progress. That's what happens. So it gets easier and easier and easier to build the houses because the tools are better and better and better. They work so your job goes faster. I mean, can you imagine the difference between cutting every piece of wood by hand with a handsaw versus a power saw? You understand? Nail guns, how much time that saves versus pounding each nail in with a hammer, missing and having to pull the nail out because it's bent. I've done enough carpentry to know how that goes. So this is all a load, okay? What we're getting fed, that, you know what, we just don't have control. We can't fix it. It's overwhelming. We don't know. Or maybe we're incompetent. Or, yeah, of course we lie and cheat and steal, but hey, it just, accept it. That's the way it is. Comply, conform, capitulate, be a part of it. Jump on the bandwagon of screwing others before they screw you. I mean, essentially, isn't that really what it's all about? Is that the biggest rats generally win. I mean, it's not just cream that rises to the top, but it's scum. I say I'm economically ill. Yes, I'm monetarily ill. I'm financially ill. I hate money. I hate it. But I'm just like everybody else. I love money. You think that doesn't create a huge schism within my heart and soul, my spirit, my mind? My body feels it viscerally. I have a difficult time contending with this scene. I wouldn't have it any other way. Because madness. I mean, the good guy has to win this thing. And when the good guy finally wins it, figure out how it's going to be. There cannot be any form of money. We've proven repeatedly for thousands of years what it does, how it corrupts the heart and mind of men, what it drives us to do to each other. It's horrible. Nobody will stand before God and defend money in any form. Remember that, my friends. I'm your friend. I'm trying to win friends for God. I want my reward. I just want to be found worthy and deserving of going to a better world. Because we all know this is temporary. I mean, as good as my life is, okay, I want to live. Sure, I want to live. I want to live forever, though. Not just longevity in this mortal body of death. Okay, and I want to encourage other people to think about where we're going from here.